Population,
David
Ansel, who is our longest-serving director. Our chief guest, the Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Housing, Bwana Tirop Kosgei, the Chairman of the Housing Finance Board, Mr. Steve Mainda, our Director on the Board, Mr. David Ansel, the family of our partners, Bwana Dungu Waweru and his family, the Housing Finance family, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a real pleasure for us to have you all here today. And this marks another very key milestone in a strategic journey that we started off at the beginning of 2012. One of our key planks in that 5-year strategy is around our real estate investment and development. In May of last year, we launched Komarok Phase 5A, a project that we're doing on land that we own as Kenya Building Society. Today, we now launch Precious Gardens, again as a second key initiative in this very key strategy. And we have several other projects lined up for this year that we'll be announcing as we go along. This project, Precious Gardens, once complete, will have 328 flats comprising of a mix of 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. And the first phase is expected to be completed next year. As you recall, towards the end of last year, Housing Finance raised 3 billion shillings through a medium-term note or bond for financing of end buyers, developers in terms of project financing, and joint ventures. Precious Gardens is one of these projects that will be partly financed from those bond proceeds. Housing Finance will continue to pursue affordable long-term funding to meet the current demand for housing in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, Housing Finance has positioned itself as a main player in the property value chain under the ambitious 5-year strategy that I mentioned earlier. This strategy is aimed at ensuring that there are adequate houses in the market, targeting mainly the middle and lower middle income segments of this market. This income class forms a high proportion of the Kenyan population, and the trend is expected to continue increasing. Under our strategy, HF continues to explore partnerships, collaborations, and joint ventures with persons, both private, like Mr. Ndungu and his family, and public, and several things we're doing and working with the government, with huge tracts of land which the company can leverage onto to jointly develop substantial number of housing units. Ladies and gentlemen, the rapid economic growth, growing urban population, increasing rural-urban migration have compounded the pressure on the existing infrastructure and increased the demand-supply gap. The supply of affordable housing to especially the low and middle-income households in the country has not been rising fast enough to meet the current housing demand. Housing supply is currently hindered by unavailability of service land, while the rising cost of building materials further contributes to increasing the cost of constructing these housing units. This limits the provision of affordable housing and affects demand for housing loans and impedes the ability of loan applicants to satisfy the affordability criteria, which is very clear and fundamental for housing finance. The shortage of land for housing development and the lengthy process of acquiring virgin land for servicing remains a serious impediment that needs to be urgently addressed. In conclusion, and through the PS, I'd like to urge the government to continue reviewing the land acquisition and registration process in order to streamline processes for timely delivery of land.
This ceremony of groundbreaking is unique to us because right from the beginning, Mr. Ndungu, when the proposal came to us, we embraced it. We thought it was a dream, but it is not a dream anymore. It is a reality because we are on the site today. We at Housing Finance are very confident that future of this country, in spite of the elections going on, plus Mr. Dida or Daddy? Eh? Dida. He's giving us a little spice of life. It's good. Otherwise, the day will be very dull. We know his name now. It's a household name. The same thing in our offices, Precious Blood, the Precious Project is precious to us. Because, Mr. Ndungu, do not, usiwe na wasiwasi, usiwe na tashwishi yoyote. Hii kazi itamalizika kwa nguvu za Mwenyezi Mungu. Tutamaliza hii kazi ili Wakenya wawe na nyumba nzuri, safi, na environment safi kabisa. Kwa sababu gani? Because for close to 50 years, how old are we now, Bwana MD? Yes. 40? 48. Karibu 50 years, half a century of experience. You say you have learned nothing for 50 years? That is why, by the grace of God, this project is going to be completed, because those 50 years experience is going to be dumped here. And everybody will benefit out of those 50 years. Why? Because we remain focused as housing finance. We are singular in our objective, that we are not taking care of the very top. If they come, fine. But, Bwana PS, ladies and gentlemen, we are zeroed in for middle and low income. And that fits in the bill. And that's why we chose you. You did not choose us. We chose you. Yes. But your family also chose us. So we are the common interest. We therefore want to continue along the path with the greater emphasis on the middle to lower middle income cost housing solutions, where we all know where Kenyans have demand. The demand is in that sector, and we will continue to concentrate in this, because the market is there, the need is there, the willingness is there. Housing finance is firmly dedicated to serving this particular segment of the market. Ladies and gentlemen, our business outlook, in spite of all that kelele you see in the papers, our outlook is bright. Join us. Those of you, and I'm appealing to entire Kenya, those of you who have got land which is free from all encumbrances, no family tussles or fights, come forward to housing finance. The doors are open. We will assist you, just the way we are assisting Ndungu to make millions. Atavuna hela hapa. A land that has been lying here empty. Atavuna hela. One of our programs we have in housing finance, ni kuvuna nini? Kuvuna hela. Na atavuna hela hapa. Housing finance plans to tap opportunities of this nature in all the counties. And thanks, Bwana PS, particularly to the new constitution, which is devolving to the counties. And we will have opportunities like this one in all the counties. And we are willing, as our managing director eloquently put it, we are ready, willing, and we hope that we will continue to partner with many, many other Kenyans who have got land in the counties and deliver precious buildings equivalent, if not better, than this particular one. The new constitution offers many opportunities for growth, especially in shaping and providing solutions within a devolved system of the government. The company is also in the right footing as housing finance to pursue growth, not only here. We have got other plans to go outside Kenya, so that we can bring value to the shareholders and put a smile to all the East Africans, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and southern Sudan. These are our brothers and sisters around here who always come, see what is happening in Nairobi, they go back to their homes. We are there to stand by them and ensure that they are successful. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Bwana PS, as we get into the election period, I would like to take the opportunity to urge investors to continue investing in the housing sector. Elections come and go, but the demand for housing will never, never, will ever, never diminish. Why? Tunazama toto. We are multiplying. We have got the market with us. And that's why we have chosen the middle and low. We look forward and we look towards the future with confidence. We at Housing Finance, we are absolutely confident that this nation, we are not going back to the old 207 or 208. We are marching forward in peace and progress and prosperity.
I am particularly honored myself to be here during this ceremony to mark the groundbreaking of the Precious Gardens project, which signifies a number of innovations that the government has been thinking about but cannot deliver directly at this level of scratching the soil. I note that the partnership here is by Housing Finance and a private landowner, with, of course, the other players who will be assisting in delivering this partnership. As government, we applaud this partnership because it is actually the way to go. And I'm happy again from what the architect indicated, that over the last few years, the government has been providing an enabling environment for partnership like this and for projects like this to be developed so that housing can be delivered to Kenyans. And by way of background, the reason for this is that the government or the administration, particularly from the year 2003, identified a policy gap that had existed for some time, where the housing sector was not running on a current policy at that time. When we got independent in 1963, 64, I mean the transitions, we established institutions that were basically guiding on delivery of housing, and all of them were government-based. I'm actually happy that Housing Finance, which is 48 years today, was one of those established at the time as a public sector institution to finance the demand of housing, or rather to facilitate mortgages. National Housing Corporation was to do the elements of production, and National Construction Company was to do the processes of facilitating capacity building, contractor capacity development, and all that. Over the years, it became very clear that government could not do these processes